We are live. Hi, ladies. Welcome in. I hope you guys can see me and hear me properly. Welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. If this is the first time that you're seeing me or you're watching a video of mine or seeing a reel of mine, thank you for stopping by. My name is Amy and I am a life coach, okay? So I help professional women who are feeling overwhelmed and exhausted. I help them have a work-life balance. So if this is you and you are looking for some help, you can reach out to me via email or any of my social media channels. So today's topic is something that I actually wasn't planning to come talk to you guys about it. But something on my heart just kind of told me that perhaps somebody might be struggling with this, and I should come and share some thoughts and some strategies that can help. So we're going to be talking about how to maintain consistency in your self-care journey. So it doesn't matter whichever stage that you are going to need to know how to do this, because everything in life is a journey. There's no perfect 100%. And so at every stage of your self-care journey, whether you are just starting out, whether you're just learning more information about how to prioritize yourself, whether you've been doing this for years and you've been backsliding, this training is for you. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so I'm just gonna give the ladies a couple of more minutes coming and we can get started. Okay, so I do have an announcement for you guys, by the way. So I'm going to announce the full details later. I'll just throw a quick sneak peek. So I have something special for you guys coming out by the end of this month. And some of the things that I'm teaching you today, we're going to go deep into it when we launch it by the end of the month. So I'm going to share more details as I go through today's training. Okay, so let's get started. So in my day-to-day conversations with women and even in my own personal life, one of the things that continues to pop up is this feeling that, not only should we be prioritizing ourselves, but what is like the best way, and how do you stay consistent when you have so many things that are taken away from you? In other words, things that are taking energy away from you. So I'll give it a good example. You could be working in corporate, have a very, very stressful job where you're working long hours. And if you're working long hours, how can you stay consistent with doing things that are going to pour into you? Remember something, ladies, if this is the first time that you're seeing me, one of the things that I talk about is being a balanced woman. And when I say balance, what I mean is that the energy that you're putting into yourself is greater than or equal to than the energy that you're putting out. This is my formula, by the way, okay? I came up with this. And so when you look at a woman's life, and if you are in that position where you have a very, very stressful job, and you look at the circumstances surrounding it, it becomes harder for you to apply that formula in your life. Now let's add the second level that most women have, is they don't only have this corporate job that's sucking the life out of them, but they also have a family that they're caring for. So like their second job. So they go to work 9 to 5, they clock out, they go back home 5 to 9, they take care of their family. Now we also have all the women who have corporate jobs, so they're regular 9 to 5. They have a family that they're taking care of, so they have kids, they have a partner or a husband, and they also have like a business that they're doing in that same period. Some other women have a corporate job, they have a family, they have a business, and they have parents and grandparents that they're taking care of. This is actually some women's reality. And so when we talk about, prioritizing yourself and self-care and whatnot, the reality is for many women that given all of these buckets of demands that are putting on their energy, it becomes harder to stay consistent with it. It becomes harder to actually achieve it on a daily basis. Now, this is my favorite part of the work that I do because I love all of this nuances when it comes to women's life. I love the fact that women have so many things that require their energy because people see them as valuable. However, one of the things that I say is it should never be at your expense. And so if you are currently struggling today with starting your self-care journey, staying consistent with it, or you find that you're starting it, but it's not working when you started it, you didn't have so many responsibilities. Now that you have more responsibilities, it's not, it's impossible for you to actually have time to care for yourself. If that is you, okay? One of the very first things that I'm going to tell you is, first of all, we're going to have to define what consistency in your self-care journey means. We're going to have to define what self-care means to you, and then we're also going to have to define what exactly you want to be able to get out of this. What am I talking about? All right, let's break it further. By the way, ladies, I usually have my notes here that I put down for you guys. So when you're starting your self-care journey, you're going to have many things stopping you. It's called life. All right, I just described some people's reality or some women's reality. One of the very first things that can help you is understanding that there will always be things that demand your energy. It's not going to go away unless you cease to exist. If you are an adult and you're a woman in the 21st century, you will always have things, people, events that want to tap into your energy, that require your energy, right? You're not going to throw away your kids. You're not going to quit your job if you don't want to. You're going to throw away your business if you don't want to. Okay? But what you need to, the point here is just understanding that that is the reality, Because oftentimes a woman would tell me, AB, this is this, this is that, this is that, this is that. I didn't think it was going to be like this. This was not what I envisioned for. When I said I was going to get married, this was not what, and whatnot. And one of the things that I tell them is before you move to the next step, you have to accept what it is that is in front of you. Because if you don't accept it, you will not be able to get to that point of clarity where you can move forward. If you are in that state where you're complaining so much and you're just in that energy of this is too much, I cannot do this, this is just, it's too much, you're going to feel stuck and you're going to feel blocked. And when you're in that place, it just continues to go downhill from there. Okay? So one of the very first things that I tell women is that we're going to have to, for you, first thing is defining what does self-care mean. For me, what do I want to achieve with self-care, and how can I make the best out of my current circumstance? Okay? Once you're in that state, then you're going to be in that person, I call it, or that identity where you have clarity to be able to move to the next step. One of the things with self-care, ladies, I have to deal with this every day. And what is the thing that I'm talking about? It is the fact that some days you think that, gosh, I've got this. Like, oh my gosh, I'm just caring for myself. Look at me. Are you kidding? And other days you just don't want to get out of bed, or you just don't want to do anything. I also experience this too. And so on a daily basis, I have to work on my mind to allow me show up for myself. Okay, on a daily basis, and this is something that you're going to have to accept. Self-care is not a one and done thing. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. And when you view it from that standpoint, it becomes easier to be able to take the steps that I'm going to talk about next to maintain that consistency in your self-care journey. All right. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about how to maintain consistency in prioritizing yourself and your self-care journey. And it doesn't matter what stage you are. If you're just getting into self-care or you're learning about it, you need to understand how to maintain it. If you're already there and you're backsliding and now you're feeling like, what's the point? You still need to learn this information to help you as well. And one of the first things that I mentioned is, number one, defining what self-care means to you and accepting your current circumstance so you can move forward. Don't stay in the energy of complaining. Don't stay in the energy of, oh my gosh, it's too much. There's nothing for me. It's all gone and whatnot. There's always hope. Okay? Accept the situation and then you move forward to the next step. The second thing that I've noticed, and ladies, this point that I'm about to talk about recently came up for me, and this is this air of wanting to do it in a perfect way. What am I talking about? Oftentimes as women, I love us, you guys. You know how much I love us. Like, we're awesome. But we have this thing about us where we want things done in a perfect way. Okay? And when it's not done a perfect way, we feel like, it almost feels like we cannot accept it. It's not perfect. And we do this with people when we don't want to relinquish control and allow them to do things for us. We also do this to ourselves. How? Because when women have told me, when they start their self-care journey, and let's say, every day they were going out to the gym, then they missed one day, then they missed 2 days, then they say, what's the point? I missed 1 day and 2 days, who cares? Now I'm never going to be able to go back to this thing that I had set up for myself. What's the point? And I fell into the same trap very recently. And I started to coach, I was doing some journaling and having conversations with my own mentor. And I started to realize that this whole trap that a lot of women have been conditioned to be perfect, to show up perfectly, to make sure that we cannot fail, is the same belief that runs in different areas of our lives. Because this whole thing of, as a woman, you need to be prim and proper, and it needs to be done a certain way, especially if you're brought up by somebody who is a perfectionist yourself, it will follow you if you're not careful. And so one of the things that I've had to work on and consistently work on is that the process of taking care of yourself and the process of prioritizing yourself, the end is not the goal. The process itself is the goal. There's joy. There's so much lessons to be learned from actually going through the process. So let's say, for example, you made a goal for yourself that you're going to jog every day. And you're finding that, okay, you did it on Monday, you didn't do it on Tuesday, you did it on Wednesday. You find like you're missing some days and you're not staying consistent. Just the very fact that you're doing that and then realizing that you're not being consistent is a win. Is a win. Why? Because your brain cells are actually changing anytime you do that specific action. So you might miss 2 days, but if you are still continuing to put your focus and your energy on and your attention on it, you're actually changing your brain cells. Like your DNA is actually changing. Well, not the full thing, but your brain cells are changing. There are certain neurons in your brain that are firing each time you get up and go jog. And so I tell women is the process, the mistakes, the figuring out the mistakes, the learning from them is worth the journey. So don't throw it away because it's not perfect. The saying of throwing a baby with the bathwater, that's exactly what I'm saying. So the second thing that I would tell you when you're on this journey of self-prioritization and wanting to care for yourself is any form of perfectionism throw it away. Like, throw it away. Because it would not help you. It would not help you. And the another tricky way that this shows up is when you, for example, make a decision to do certain things and you're not meeting up to that expectation. Another tricky way it can show up is that you start judging yourself in other areas of your life. So if, for example, you didn't meet that expectation at work, you're going to start judging and criticizing yourself harshly because you didn't meet your expectation in your exercising or your workout goal. That's how we're wired. You're going to start judging yourself as whether you're a good mother or not, just because you didn't meet those exercise goals. Why? Because the same person that's talking to you when you're like, what's the point? I didn't meet that goal. It's the same person that's showing up at work and when you're having conversations with your kids. And so that script in your mind is consistently going and judging you and saying, you're not good enough. You are not enough. Look at you. You didn't do your exercises. Failure. You're not good enough. It's the same voice. And so you have to be cognizant and aware of this, because if you're not, it will stop you. It will stop the progress that you're making. And what you will find out is that, what's the point? I'm always backsliding. What's the point? And from there, you eventually stop. And you're going to say that it's impossible. I have too many things that are stopping me. Okay, so one of the second thing that I want you to take out of this is that the journey itself, the process of becoming a kind of woman who prioritizes herself, regardless of the mistakes that you make along the way, is worth it. So if you have a goal to start taking walks or eating better and you're backsliding, don't judge yourself too harshly. Acknowledge any progress that you make. Even the ones that you don't make, acknowledge it as well, because when you have that awareness, it's a lot easier to be able to take the steps to fix the thing that stopped you from taking the next step to your prioritization journey. Are you ladies getting it? So this point that I just gave you guys, it took me a while. It took me a while to figure out and understand how much we can start sabotaging ourselves from just one small thing. And that's why I tell you ladies that you have to be very careful about the energies that you're surrounding yourself with or in. If you are surrounding yourself with people that criticize you, you are going to start criticizing yourself. It's only a matter of time. Because as their energy is pouring into you, you're going to go back home and your subconscious is going to pick that up and it's like, yeah, of course we're not good enough. This person said this. So as you're on this journey, that's another thing that you have to be very, very careful and cognizant about, is surrounding yourself with the right people and with the right kind of energies so that you don't backslide because somebody criticized you about something that you did that is not even related to your self-care. Okay, how are we enjoying the training so far? All right, I think I have two more points that I want to talk through, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the announcement that I mentioned at the beginning of this training. Just give me a second here. Okay, so one of the things that I've been working on is that I've been sharing a lot of tips and tricks for you guys and talking about, this beliefs and thoughts and whatnot. From working with a lot of women and working on myself, there are certain things that you are going to need to have in place for you to be the kind of person and the kind of woman that takes care of herself. It actually is a very different personality trait. It's a different mindset. You're going to be a whole new person. Okay, so one of the things that I've been working on is how can I give you guys that experience of becoming the kind of woman who prioritizes herself. How can I do that? So what I've been working towards is I want to put together what I call an embodiment masterclass. So in this masterclass, it's not just me talking, but we're actually going to do the work. So we're going to do journaling, we're going to do some meditations so that you can start changing your identity to become the kind of woman that actually takes care of herself. This is going to be like, because like I said, for you to change, you need to throw away your old personality and throw it in the mud and put on a new one. Okay, I promise you it's really good. So I am planning it for the end of this month, fingers crossed. I'm putting together the content, the information and whatnot so that it can be rewarding for you guys, okay? I was planning to do this for my premium clients only, but I've been getting the prompts to extend it to the women in this group. So I'm going to do that. Again, give me some time to put all the information together and you will see the announcements for that. But I say this to say that going through that kind of embodiment masterclass, it'll change your life, because now it's not just you sitting on your couch or wherever you are watching me, but now you're actually going to have the opportunity to start doing the things. This is how I coach women, by the way. You guys are going to see me live coaching to do the work, the inner work, the internal work, to be able to heal some of the things that are stopping you from becoming the kind of woman that has a balanced life. This, ladies, is a whole different identity that I'm going to create for you. You are welcome. Okay, so I'm going to put all that information together and send it out to you guys once it is ready to be delivered. So have that at the back of your mind. Okay, any questions, reach out to me. I'll let you know. All right, let's get back to today's training. So the next step in terms of wanting or how to stay consistent, another step that you can take is also making sure that you have, I talked about it a little bit, having the right people. All right, let's break this down a little bit. A support system is not just family or friends. A support system could actually be you, people, strangers, people around you, people on the internet, your mentors, whoever it is that can hold you accountable is a support system. Why is this important? So me, I thought that when I went through my transformation journey, I wouldn't need any help. I wouldn't need all of that. I've got it. And then life happened to me, and then I backslided, and all the things that I'm telling you, ladies, I experienced them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need some help. Why? Because when you were moving from one level to the other, this is the you right now that is overwhelmed and exhausted and tired of life. This is the you that has balance, is enjoying her life, has peace, fulfillment, is able to do what she wants. This transition is the journey that we're going through right now. When you don't have the right people supporting you, it's this person, this personality is going to pull harder than this. When this pulls harder, it's easier for you to maintain here than move up here. That's why you can attend a juicy training, a masterclass, whatever that you're like, oh my gosh, you touched my life. And then the next day, you're doing the same thing that you were taught or you learned from that masterclass not to do. It's because the pull of this old person, of this person that you currently are, is harder than the person that you're trying to be. And how a support system has helped me is that I've surrounded myself with people, mentors, coaches, colleagues, neighbors, brothers and sisters, family and friends, even strangers. I make sure that whoever is in my field does not drag me down. That's it. So if you are in my field and I sense that you're pulling me away from who I want to be, you have to go. Either you go or I go. And when you become the kind of woman who prioritizes herself, decisions like that, you'll be able to make them on the fly because you understand the damage that can happen when you don't have the right support with you. Now, some women have told me that they don't have, they're alone in a city. They don't have family. They don't have friends. They don't have anybody around them. That's okay. I tell them, this is a planet of what, 6 billion people, 67 billion people. You have neighbors. If you don't want to talk to your neighbors, go to the grocery store and talk to someone. Go to the grocery store and say hi. Go to a church. Go to events. Go out and network. It doesn't mean these people become your best friends. But what it just means is that subconsciously you start having that psychological protection and knowing that you're not alone. You start feeling like, oh my gosh, now I'm in a community of people and I'm not alone. I have a community for you guys. So if you're in my community and you're saying you're alone, something is off. Go online. Find people that are looking or wanting to be in the same place that you are. You're going to have to be resourceful because this is your life and you cannot take it for granted. Hire a coach. You can hire me if you have the problem that I solve. But you can hire a coach or a mentor. Find mentors around, people that can hold space for you so that when you backslide, you have people that can support you. Even if you live alone, even if you recently moved to a city, you were never alone. There are 6 billion people in the world. There are more people who need people to talk to them than people who don't want people to talk to them. Figure that part out and take advantage of it, okay? So one of the mistakes that many women make, especially us who are, you're an achiever and you're used to doing things on your own, is that we think we can do it on ourselves. At a certain level, yes. But as you want to progress, you're going to need that support. I think there was a day I was watching, was it one of the episodes of Oprah, when she used to have Oprah Winfrey show, and she was asking, I can't remember the celebrity she was talking to, and she was like, how many coaches do you have? You have coaches, right? And that person said, yeah, of course I have coaches. And then I think Oprah said she has like 4. And the first time I saw that episode, I didn't get it. I was like, Oprah, what does Oprah need a coach for? Like, Oprah is Oprah, right? But it made sense. Because this is a woman who has a vision for her life. And she's not about to let anybody stop her, not even her. And so she has that support to hold her accountable and help her through the process when she's not able to do so. I also have mine. I have people supporting me as well. So I encourage you guys, this is why I also say invest in you cannot become a woman who has balance without investing in yourself. It just cannot happen. They don't go together. So make sure that this is a very important integral part of your life where you spare no expense when it comes to investing in yourself and investing in things like having a support system that can hold you, keep you accountable as you're moving through this journey. Life can be really, really tough. And when you have people who have your best interests at heart, it makes it a lot easier. Trust me, I've been on both sides. A lot easier. Okay? All right. The final thing that I want to talk about, let me see how we're doing with time. Okay, perfect. The final step to this that can help you guys is making sure that you continue to stay focused on something that you're looking to achieve on your self-care journey. What am I talking about? When women meet with me for the first time on a coaching call, they have all these beautiful dreams. They want to achieve the world, and I love it. Gosh, I love it. I love it. But one of the things that I've learned from my journey and also from coaching women is that your brain needs something to focus on. If you have too many things, it cannot focus. It's going to be moving from here to here to here to here. And scientifically, the brain is not capable of multitasking. It's not. Each time your brain is moving from one task to the other, the efficiency is decreasing and you're spending more time doing something or doing multiple things when you're multitasking. I know there's a myth that women can multitask and women are good multitaskers. I actually went to research this. This is conditioning. Because if you understand how the brain works, it needs something to focus on, and then it can task switch, and then it can task switch. But it cannot focus on 2 things at the same time. So when you are in this self-care journey and you want to prioritize yourself, Understand that what is it that I want to be able to achieve on a tangible level within a specific period of time. Laser focus on it. So if, for example, you say, okay, AB, I want to learn how to stop feeling guilty, laser focus on that. Let your life start to revolve around how you can stop feeling guilty. Yes, you do the mindset and all that stuff. I smile because that's my bread and butter. You do the mindset and stuff, but once you're done with that, the steps that you're going to be taking, make sure that they're laser focused on that. Because usually when you have something that you're focusing on this journey, you will get the other things. Because you will change your identity. Once you start feeling guilt, once you stop feeling guilty, you're going to become the kind of woman that knows how to say no, because there's no guilt stopping you from saying no. You're going to be the kind of woman that says, hey, that doesn't work for me. Yeah, let me get back to you. You're going to be the kind of woman that says, yeah, I love that, but just not today. You're going to be the kind of woman that is able to close her laptop, go home, and not feel anything or check emails and whatnot. Okay? So this is very important. Like for me, I know that when I started, I wanted to do everything. I know a lot of you too have my personality trait as well. And it's a good thing, it's a beautiful thing. But when you are on a journey, you need one thing to focus on. And then once you get that, then you move to the next step. Okay? So that's all I had for you ladies today. Remember, I'm going to be bringing out the announcement for the Embodiment Masterclass. So the topic is how to become the kind of woman who has balance in her life. And we're going to be doing inner work in that masterclass. We're going to be doing journaling. We're going to have meditation sessions. Like this is something that I do with people who have paid me for it, but I want to open it to you guys in my group. And one thing that I say is that when you're coming to that kind of gathering where my energy is there, I am very careful of the people that step into my field. I talked about it today. So if you are not ready, please don't sign up. Okay? This is for women who are struggling. They're just like in a place where they feel stuck. They don't even know where to start with whole prioritization and self-care. They know they need to do self-care, but where do I start? Like, come on. Okay, this is for you. This is a gift to you. And it's going to be coming out at the end of this month. When? I'll let you guys know. Okay, so if you have any questions about what I taught today, feel free to let me know. I just want to make sure there are no questions. But other than that, ladies, I will see you next week or maybe later this week. Who knows? Have a lovely day. Bye.